Fire Up Friday, you know the time of the week that it is. My gosh, I had an awesome morning this morning, walking up Mount Lofty, got there at 5:30. I waited an extra 5 minutes for you. I was wondering where you were, but maybe next time, hey? Next Friday and the Friday after and the Friday after that at 5:30 for the next 3 weeks at Utopia Cafe, which is in Waterfall Gully. We're going to go from Utopia Cafe all the way up to Mount Lofty and back again. My aim, ideally, would love to be up and back within the hour. I wonder if that's possible. I'll probably do a video at the top, so I'm not going to count that time. But I got up in about 42 minutes this morning, at about 42 and a half, and down in about 22. So I know that I can shave a few minutes off going up and back. So I'll keep you posted on my progress. Check me out on Instagram, Peter Borda, Mr. PMA. I'm on Snapchat, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter. I've got my own website. So I'm really trying to utilize every medium that I can to get my message out, which is really how to live a better life. I ain't a millionaire. I'm not living the best life ever. I got issues, but I'm on my way, man, and I'm loving it. I'm literally loving every moment of every day. And when I say that, obviously I have downtime, but I am seriously up most of the time. I remember hearing Zig Ziglar say that no one's up all the time, and if they are, they're probably on something. And I completely agree. But what you see with how happy I look and how happy I behave, that is me more than most of the time. I'm with my family, I'm happy. I'm with my wife, I'm happy. I'm at work, I'm enjoying the people I'm interacting with. I'm working for our own family business now, and oh my gosh, the fulfillment that I get from that is worlds beyond what I ever thought imaginable. The work rate hasn't changed, the work style hasn't changed, the environment hasn't changed, but I have changed, and the reason that I'm doing it is probably the most important thing. That has changed significantly. So guys, I really want to connect with people out there, and if this is harmonizing with you, with the vibe that I've got, then I'm really, really grateful for that. Please let me know, even if it's just a quick text message or a quick message on Facebook or whatever the medium is that you're seeing this on. I really appreciate hearing it. I love it every time when someone says, oh man, I'm getting a real kick out of your videos. I love it. I love hearing it. It makes me want to do it even more. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was the life lessons that I learned while walking up Mount Lofty this morning. First and foremost, you got to get up. I didn't feel like it. I don't like getting up early, but you got to get up and you got to go there to be able to have the reward of the view from the top. And it was spectacular. I mean, I've been there before, but every time it gets me. Adelaide is such a beautiful city. No wonder, I think it's the 4th best place to live. Is that right? You can correct me on that if I'm wrong. But I think it's the 1st best place to live. I love living here. And for that exact reason, everything's so clear, accessible, and just really convenient and beautiful city. But walking up that hill, it was challenging. It was really hard. And I had to keep the focus. You would have seen it. It would have been classic if I had someone else with a camera in front of me taking a video. I had a light on my head shining down in front of me. And the coolest analogy that I can come up with is that that's how we look at life. Well, because of the mist, I should say, I should specify that. There was fog, right? Because it was early in the morning, about 5:30, 5:45 when I was walking up this hill. And the fog, if I looked up and tried to see too far ahead, everything got foggy and it started reflecting the light back into my face and I couldn't even see where I was going. No joke, because it was pretty well pitch black. But if I focused the beam of light on the ground in front of me, I can avoid the potholes, I can avoid the jagged rocks that are sticking out, and I can make my way bit by bit. And I just thought, isn't that interesting? Now, the first thing is, I had to know where I was going. I had to know the destination at the top of the mountain and be prepared for it. Have a banana, have some water, emotionally prepare for the fact that this is going to be really challenging. But then I have to focus on each section of that journey, and I have to focus on that. If I look too far ahead, I get foggy vision and I don't see the result straight away. Whereas if I'm just looking immediately at what's ahead of me and I keep taking step after step after step, I eventually got there. And that is such a cool analogy for life, I think, that we've got to have a vision, and most people lack that, and that's what the biggest issue is. You've got to set that goal way ahead, and you've got to dream big. If people aren't laughing at you, if they don't tell you that you're crazy when they find out what your real aspirations are, you're not dreaming big enough, man. I'm not even sorry to say that. You've got to blow people away if they find out what your dreams are. They've got to go, what the heck? You're never going to achieve that. Cool. I love it when people say that. I remember Arnold Schwarzenegger, in one of his 6 rules for life, is he loves it when people tell him that it can't be done, or it's never been done before, I should say, because that way he knows he's going to be the first one to go and do that. And that's what I love hearing as well. And I don't hear it all that often. Maybe I've got to step up my game as well. I've got to challenge myself here. But I love how far I've set my goals. They really challenge me. They intimidate me as well. I think, far out, man, I've got to grow so much. I've got to develop so much to be able to achieve that goal. And I shared on one of my recent videos what my definite chief aim is. Again, the fancy way of saying what my purpose is in life. It's to create the environment that's going to encourage and inspire people all around the world to live better lives, to fulfill what they're here to fulfill. That's a huge goal. I hope you're laughing at that. I hope you say, Peter, you can never do that. I hope you're saying that. I hope that everyone that hears that says that, because I know I'm on the right track. I know I'm on the right track. And this smile is genuine because I know I'm going to get there. And it's just a matter of time. Because if I keep that focus on that bit of ground in front of me and just step by step by step, I get closer to my goal. And every single day, I know I get closer to my goal because I become a better father. I become a better husband. I become a fitter person. I become mentally more resourceful. I become mentally stronger every single day. Even on Sundays, even on Saturdays, I know that I'm growing. So compound that over a year, 2 years, 3 years. You don't reckon I'm going to be in some completely different place in my life in 2 to 3 years? You can do the same thing. You can do exactly the same thing. Different context, but you can do the same sort of thing. Another lesson that I learned is the first thing, when you see the video, because I'm going to put it on my website and you can have a look, put like a blooper reel or something. I did like a 6-minute video at the top of Mount Lofty at like 6:30 this morning, and all you can see is this. Just that section. Just that section of me. I chopped my own head off. But I talk with my hands a lot, so it's actually kind of cool when you go back and look at the video. You still see a whole bunch of this happening. It's the Maltese in me coming out. But there you go. That's one of the other lessons I learned. I'm not a photographer or a cameraman. I try my best, though. I really do. And hopefully I'm in frame at the moment. But the other thing that I learned is the first person up the hill in the morning gets the cobwebs in the face. I don't know how many times I was walking up the path, and I've been up the path before, but I've never been up at 5:30 in the morning. And my gosh, I was doing this frequently. Because what happens overnight at Mount Lofty, or on the walk up to Mount Lofty? Spiders build their webs. And if you're the first person to go up that next morning, as I found out today, you're going to cop some spider webs in the face. Guess what? In life, if you are charting a new course, you're going to cop some cobwebs in the face, man. That's just the fact of life. You're going to cop some resistance, some wind resistance. Like the peloton in cycling. That first rider cops the whole thing, right? That's why the other people tuck in behind, and if they're, got some sportsmanship about them, they'll rotate that thing. And that's one of the other things. I would love to go up Mount Lofty with a partner to help spur me on, with a mentor. And I would love to have you along. It's totally in your court, but it's 5:30 on Friday. If you can't make it there and you're sleeping in, that's too bad, so sad. But that's what life is about, is having people on your team that can help you through those challenges when you have the cobweb in your face. So that's one of the other things that I learned. And one final thing that I'm going to share with you that I learned today on the walk up to Mount Lofty is, oh my gosh, the other senses that come into play when you are in a beautiful surrounding like that. Smell, of all things, the fresh air, it's so beautiful. And then every now and again, you just get this waft of something, like a piece of, a part of the wildlife has taken a dump just off to the side of the path. It was really quite confronting, because especially on the way back down, you meet people on the way down the hill and you say, "G'day, how you doing?" I mean, I'm always saying hello to people. And if you've just walked past like a smelly patch, you almost want to yell out going, "It wasn't me." But anyway, it's the law of, not the law, it's the nature of nature, I guess, isn't it? But there you go. I loved it this morning. It would be awesome if you can, even if it's not with me, just get up to Mount Lofty from Waterfall Gully. The whole idea of it, the whole beauty of that surrounds is absolutely sensational. So have a great weekend, guys, and I will see you on the next